And some wonderful music there, Bernard.
That's right, from Rockchapel back in 2007, John.
My goodness. And welcome, dear listeners, the start of the new year, programme 175. And believe it or not, Bernard, we have very dedicated viewers back in Cordal, near Castle Island, the Howard family. So a very special greeting to the Howard family in Cordal. And I'm sure lots of other wonderful viewers all over the place.
That's right, I met a few people actually from Cortland there recently that can pick us up.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sean.
Happy birthday to you, Sean.
Eily, for goodness sake.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, mate.
Are you surprised?
Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
6 multiplied by 10.
By 10. A very happy 60th
And now
birthday, Sean.
I'm about to sing an Elvis song.
Yeah, because you were born the same day as Elvis, weren't you?
So slightly younger than Elvis, though, Sean.
16 years
Good
younger.
man.
Right, so here goes.
Make a
Right,
wish.
thank you very
Make
much
a
indeed.
wish.
Make a wish.
Make a
Right,
wish.
absolutely.
You'll never see snow again.
Here goes. 1, 2. My
Now,
goodness.
you may go on with the
Oh,
program.
wow.
I'll take the
My
smoke out
goodness,
of your eyes.
that was a bit of a surprise, to be honest.
If Elvis was alive, he wouldn't get a reception like it.
Oh, wow. Oh, absolutely not. But Bernard, anyway, you have lots of wonderful things happening in the programme this season.
We're going back to the secret garden.
All right.
Alan there in the secret garden, he's going to show us how to grow a plum tree.
Absolutely.
We didn't get around to it in the last programme.
Great.
And we will be going back to the secret garden in the next few weeks again to see a few more new projects and to see how the bits and pieces, the onions and all that are getting on as well.
And of course, didn't we have a wonderful time there at Christmas?
We did indeed.
Great atmosphere.
Absolutely. It's
wonderful.
a lovely spot.
Yes.
We're going to the River Shannon for a bit of a cruise. William Fitzgerald and a gang of them there went down and they went to Birr Castle as well, so we're taking a few minutes of that.
Tremendous.
We have a song from somebody that's actually, two ladies that are actually making the headlines these days, the Fitzy Chicks.
Absolutely, they are going so well on television.
That's right. They're into the semi-final, I think, isn't it?
Nice,
in the Search for a Star.
And they're doing Brosna really proud.
They are indeed. So we have a song from them that we recorded. I think the Sean Murphy recorded above in Rockchapel there last year.
Wonderful.
At some stage.
Wonderful.
So we have a song from them.
Great.
As well as that, we'll go back as well. We have a few more bits and pieces from Rockchapel as well, going back to 2007. A few more bits of... there's a couple of Sleeve Lucre slides and a couple more reels
Tremendous
as well.
And of course, Rockchapel, isn't it famous for Brooke na Carriga and Jack Roach and the wonderful, wonderful Sleeve Lucre atmosphere of culture and music.
There's great tradition up
Wonderful.
there. I mean, it's great the way that they keep all that kind of tradition live. You know?
All the time.
And finally, I suppose, normally when I'm editing a programme, I must be always throwing no rally in, you know.
Absolutely. We have to have that.
We have to have the rally.
That,
the historic Rally of the Lakes actually wasn't held. It should have been held last December.
Right.
But due to the weather, which is playing a big part in everything these days, the first week in December it should have been held, but we actually had snow that weekend, so they cancelled the rally.
Yes.
Now they were supposed to get a date in January, but that's not going ahead now either.
Right.
So, seeing that we have no Rally of the Lakes historics, we went into the archives and we went back to 2003, which I have some footage there of. And actually it features quite a bit of our own John Moynihan from Millstreet, who actually won the classic section of the Rally of the Lakes. So that's at the end of the programme there. We'll take a look at that for about 10 or 15 minutes.
And to bring us back to 2011 and next Monday night, starting in Cullen, believe it or not, the Cullen and District Special Needs Association sponsored weigh-in.
And Sean, are you going to enter this year?
Well,
you never know.
You never know. And on next Monday night, starting directly at 8 o'clock, there's going to be a number of presentations at the very start of the weigh-in. This is a number of presentations of checks and so on. And that will be in Cullen Community Centre on Monday night, next, beginning that very special time of year again. But of course, lots of news has been happening over the past number of weeks.
So over to Eily Buckley.
And exactly so. Eily, here we go.
These Here's Marie Galera Carter and welcome to LTV2 News. Here are the results of this week's parish lotto draw, which was held at the Clarion on Sunday night. Numbers drawn were 1, 2, 9 and 15 and the jackpot was not won. €100 went to Patsy and Hensie O'Sullivan Altamount. The seller was the credit union and they got €50 seller's prize. €50 went to Siobhan Tarrant Lisgray, 20 each to Susan Spillane Drishan, James Hickey Main Street, Kealy Sheehan Killarney Road, David Tarrant of Tarrant's Bar, Madonna Fan Care of Shane Brown, Niall Murphy Tlahulabeg, Joan Sheehan Minor Row, and Noreen Keating of the Cannon O'Donovan Centre. Jackpot for next week is €6,000. The draw will be at the Wallace Arms Hotel on Sunday night. And still with the Wallace Arms Hotel, the party to celebrate the Women's Christmas was an outstanding success on the 6th of January. 172 women of all ages enjoyed good food and wine, good music, scores of spot prizes, and all for a mere €20 ticket. And when all expenses were paid, there was a €340 left over, and this was donated to breast cancer research. From once the first note of music was played by the kilt, the floor was filled with dancers, and remained so till the national anthem was played well after midnight. The organiser, Maria Daly, can justly take a bow for being the first one to hold a bash for the ladies in Millstreet on their Christmas night. She wants to say a sincere word of thanks to all those who helped her in any way to make it the outstanding success that it was. Sadly, due to the huge demand for tickets, many were left without, and so great was their disappointment that they have already booked their place for next year. Over 40% of the tickets for next January's bash are already sold out. So go for yours if you don't want to be disappointed. The notes for Clara News are due into the editor this Friday the 14th of January, and the next issue will be in the shops on the 30th of January. There's a big event on the pipeline by the people of Ballydaly. They will hold a reunion of all their GA teams at the Wallace Arms Hotel on Friday the 21st of January. Music by Celt, tickets are €25 and they're selling over a wide area. It's that time of year again when the sponsored weigh-in is starting up in Cullen. It will start on Monday the 17th of January at 8 o'clock. Please give it your usual wonderful support while wearing down the pounds that you put on over the Christmas. We were wishing Sean Radley a very happy 60th birthday here tonight, and further to that we are planning a wonderful retirement do for him, that's retiring from teaching, event at the Green Dens on Saturday the 19th of February. Over the years Sean has helped countless numbers of people in countless different ways, and now we are asking you for your help to make a presentation to him that is fitting for the great man that he is. Contact me at 086 316 3285 or my email address is eilybuckley@aircom.net. There's an account opened at the credit union and the number there is 3508F, or you can send a donation to the credit union at Corner House, Millstreet. Tickets are on sale over a wide area, and remember the 19th of February won't be long coming, so we'll have to move fast. 3-day machinery show at the Green Dens on the 18th, 19th and 20th of January. And there's a note here from the Millstreet Christmas Committee, and they would like to thank everyone who gave of their time, their talents and advice and those who donated money, equipment and resources and helped in any way to stretch their budget to upgrade the decorations of the town for Christmas. They hope that they have achieved their aim in creating a base to add to in the years to come, and to bring our Christmas fest atmosphere to the town that we are so proud of. They're really happy with their work so far, so do please keep supporting them. The Christmas crib is still in our church. This year is down by the door where everyone can see it. Donations always go to charitable causes. Agus sin bhfuil carda. Now back to the rest of the programme.
I'm so happy as any man could be, 'cause I've just discovered Love is all that matters to me. You can fly me to the moon or sail me across the seven seas, but I tell you something, love is all that matters to me. Love is all that matters, the love of the lady sweet and fair, the warmth of her body, smell of fragrance in her hair. Love is all that matters, and I finally found the right key. It's the love of a woman, that's all that matters to me. And there's nothing funny to be seen. If you see me walking on air like I was in a dream, don't be alarmed from now on, that's the way I'm gonna be. 'Cause I tell you something, love is all that matters to me. Love is all that matters, the love of the lady sweet and fair, the warmth of her body, smell of the fragrance in her hair. Love is all that matters, and I finally found the right key. It's the love of a woman, that's all that matters to me. It's the love of a woman, that's all that matters to me.
Take a sip of the rare old mountain gin. Hey, diddly I lum diddly you like lum diddly you die do die day. Hey, diddly I lum diddly you like lum diddly you die do die day. Hey, diddly I lum diddly you like lum diddly you die do die day. Hey, diddly I lum diddly you like lum diddly you die do die day.
On the Shannon is a sight to see. The sunlight on Killarney's lakes mean home, sweet home to me. Of nature's many blessings on the Emerald Isle, I'd give it for the love light in your Irish eyes, to stroll again through Antrim's glens and see the waterfalls, to sleep beneath the mystic hills in dear old Donegal, to walk along Lough Erne and hear the seagulls cry. I'd give them all to see again your lovely Irish eyes, to hear again those Shannon bells ringing heavenly beside the laughing waters of the lovely Lee, or listen to the ocean and the wind that sighs, but most of all to look into your smiling Irish eyes. In dreams I see your lovely face, it aches my lonely heart. The memory when I told you we would never part. I can't forget that morning when you said goodbye. I can't forget the teardrops in your Irish eyes. I love you and I want you, beautiful Irish eyes.
As I stand on the top of Millstreet, I can see the sun sink in the west, and it's off time of memories wander to the place I will always love best. It's the home of my dreams and the memories, where I first learned to crawl and stand, and it's off time it roamed through the wildwood on our 21 acres of land. So farewell to the green fields of Ireland, to the family and friends I adore. In the morning I'll cross the Atlantic, and I'll work as a farmer no more. For a man needs a wage for living, and we all need to know where we stand, that you can't keep a wife and a family on just 21 acres of land. My parents worked hard for a living, and I know they had little to spare, but there's something they gave me in plenty, such as love, the kindness and care. But the world and the times keep on changing, and my parents may not understand that you can't keep a wife and a family on just 21 acres of land. So farewell to the green fields of Ireland, to the family and friends I adore. In the morning I'll cross the Atlantic, and I'll work as a farmer no more. For a man needs a wage for living, and we all need to know where we stand, that you can't keep a wife and a family on just 21 acres of land. No, you can't keep a wife and a family on just 21 acres of land. There's an old Kealy band in the spotlight, darling, it's laid to the floor. I feel like a king and you look like a queen, you're all desperate more. We don't wear no rubies, no diamonds. We don't have a mansion of gold. But I promise you this, seal with a kiss, my love will never grow cold.
And there's an old welcome mat in the hall. There's an old mom and dad there awaiting for a son that's been gone for so long. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home.
Our thought this week comes from Millstreet Country Park, and our theme this week is all about water, and a great place to come to get water here in the country park. And in fact this week I'm going to use a very simple little illustration, and I have 2 glasses down here, and if you were to pick now, I suppose the question is, which of the glasses holds the most water? Would you go for this one here, or would you go for that much taller glass there? So the answer is very simple, and the only way to find out is by going in here, and I'm going to fill this one, and I'm going to pour it right into this one. And the answer, of course, is that they are exactly the same, even though the glasses are quite different in height and width and all of that. And there's a very important message with that as well, that when we judge people, we often judge with our eye, and we often judge wrongly and sometimes unfairly, and we judge people by their looks and the clothes they wear, the accent, where they're from, and so on, and often we get it wrong. But when it comes to God, God never judges by external appearances, but God always looks within and sees the beauty and the potential of each person. And in God's eyes, every person is equal and loved to bits by God. And just proved here by the glasses, they may look quite different, but yet both hold the same amount of water. And the same goes with God as well. God loves each person equally, and we're loved to bits and loved uniquely by our God.
Yeah. That was a sad effort last week.
Well,
you
no.
tippy-toed into the black water, like.
I went further in the water, because actually when I came out, Sean Redley said to me, Fair dues, he said you went further in the Johnny
Did
Murphy
Sean
did
Radley
last year.
ever say a bad thing about anyone?
But he didn't even have to say that,
For
right?
God's sake, yeah.
Anyway, Sean, I think it was a Happy New Year.
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay. He's the man to say it.
Happy New Year, everyone. It is nice to see the two of us back again as normal.
As normal, yeah.
For 1 week only.
For 1 week only, is right. Any requests or anything?
If you've been nicer to me now this year,
Yes.
that's your New Year's resolution.
I never said anything about resolution, I said request.
Yeah, sure, you break them anyway.
Yeah, probably would. Even though I had to say no, we were very grateful to you last Friday night.
Friday night.
Because we had a great night planned out in Carriganima and unfortunately the weather kind of affected it. But Shawnee came on in his Jeep and transported us all out there so we wouldn't miss out.
And by God, it wasn't easy.
And it was a good
Not
night.
the roads weren't the problem. It was the passengers.
I know, we were
You
good.
were too hot, you were too cold, I was driving too fast, I was driving too slow, keeping off the ditch. What else?
You're a great exaggerator.
When they wanted to go home, then they had to be first. But anyhow, it is okay.
We
But
wanted them a time that
you're
was.
planning some other scheme, are you?
We are actually, so actually take note of this because a lot of people that were supposed to get out there the last
I
night couldn't make
don't
it.
believe it, but go on.
So we are going to reenact Women's Little Christmas again. So watch this space for more details. It will be sometime in March and we're
It's
just
going
going
to
to
be
go
a Friday
whole night
night.
again.
A Friday night in March, I think.
Yeah, or maybe Saturday night, we'll see depending now.
Must we get Santa back?
Yeah,
I don't think he'd never come
he
back
will.
in March.
So Eily and Mary, that's the night now for us. So watch this space and we'll more details. Anyway, while you're muttering away there, I'm going to wish my nephew Dara a very happy birthday. He was his birthday was last Tuesday.
You mean you can't remember?
I think I know I'm right, it was
Yeah.
last Tuesday.
And I must wish Sean Radley a happy birthday. See, I didn't forget.
No, but I got there before you, so...
I was...
Yeah, and I was wishing my mother a happy birthday. She would be very happy if I forgot her.
So
Birthday was last week.
Oh, Marion above and beyond agree it's your birthday as well. Almost.
Any more birthday wishes around January?
Nothing around.
January's a good one, no? So I think it's time for some music.
Oh, yes.
And we feature these girls quite a lot in our own programme.
Well, Willie got the first of Crystal's swing.
And we got...
No, I got the first of the Fitzy Chicks.
Actually, I'm going to correct you there now.
Nope.
Because actually, Willie got the first of the 50 Chicks.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
Because
See, I told you were
they
supposed to
first
be nice to me.
appeared in the Eily Quinn Hall in Kanturk, and that night Sean Radley was compere, I was a judge, and Willie was on the camera, and that was the first night they were appeared. So Willie, you also got the first of the Fitzy Chicks.
Oh God,
So anyway,
give it a break.
Here we go over to the Fitzy Chicks.
As the
or just walk on by. Wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. I just walk on by. Wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. In a dimly lit corner at a place outside of town, tonight we try to say goodbye again. But I know it's not over. I'll call tomorrow night. I can't let you go, so why pretend? But just walk on by. Wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. Hey, just walk on by. Wait on the corner. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. Yeah, I love you, but we're strangers when we meet.
As we are recording absolute magic here at the Secret Garden. And now we rejoin Alan and we're going to check out the plums.
We are indeed. This is a bare root plum here. It's a variety called purple Pershaw, which is a nice, sweet purple plum. The tree itself is self-fertile, which means it doesn't need a pollinating partner, so you can plant this one kind of anywhere. This wouldn't be the absolute ideal spot, but it's more or less south. It's kind of southeast facing, so it gets a good bit of sun during the day, but it's sheltered as well from the worst of the weather, which comes from the southwest. So this would be the tree. I've already dug a hole for it. It's bare root, as we see here, which basically means, as it says, it's literally lifted from the ground a couple of days ago, comes to us, and then we either pot it up or it goes out to the customer bare root. In this case, this one's going straight into the ground here. It's probably the best way to buy trees. I like buying my trees bare root. They are, the only thing is you can't see whether they're in leaf. You have to take a chance on whether they're actually ever going to come into leaf, but 99.9% of the time they do. And it can only be lifted, obviously, when the sap is down in the tree and when the tree is dormant. So now's a perfect time. And when you're digging your hole for your tree, you want to make sure that all the roots fit nicely into the. They're not forced in. They're not pushed out of the ground. They sit there nicely so that they're all going to do the job that's expected of them. These are the big kind of stabilising roots, and these are the little feeder ones. So these are the ones we want to be careful of. These are the ones that are going to support the tree. So into the hole, that hole is perfect. I've put in a tree stake because it will need to be staked against the weather. When you're putting in a tree stake, you want to make sure that the tree stake goes where on the side of the tree that the worst of the weather comes from. In our case, it's from the southwest, which is over there. So the idea behind that is that when you've got it tied to the tree, when the wind blows, the tree is pulling against the stake rather than pushing against it. If it pushes against it, you're going to get damage to the tree. I will cut this off at a later date so it's not damaging the branches there, but this is just to show you at the moment. Otherwise, it would probably take too long to do. But that's
actually, it's a very important point there.
It's a hugely important point. Yeah, it is, because people will stake trees, put the tree's stake in the wrong place, and then you end up with a lot of damage to the tree. The other thing is always make sure you put the stake in first, and then put the tree in against it so that you're not driving the stake down through the root system of the tree. All little things like this help to make sure that is going to do the best. Again, into the base of the hole, my favourite. This is worth its weight in gold, this stuff. Good old black, crumbly, composted farmyard manure. It's wonderful. And I put a good quantity of that into the base of the hole. You don't ever want to use anything that's too young, because there will be a lot of acid in the manure then, and that would damage the root. So make sure it's a minimum of a good year old when it's everything that's in the compost has had a chance to leach out, because you can't always be certain where the compost has come from. So you want to make sure that it's completely sterile. So that goes in. We just give it a little bit of an old stir at the bottom there. And what I do is I will put in a fist of fish blood and bone, which is a more or less organic fertiliser, slow release. A lot of people will say there's not much point putting it in at this time of year, because obviously with the winter rains and everything it's going to get washed out of the soil. But I think anything that's going to perhaps help the tree in the future, and there might be enough left first thing in the spring just to kick-start the tree at the beginning of the growing season.
And
so
Alan,
in that goes...
Such products, they can be got here in the secret...
They can. We sell huge quantities of fish blood and bone because of it is, as I say, it is a slow release fertiliser. It's very, very effective. It feeds the plants, and it's not, again, you're not damaging the countryside by using it. So that's, again, it's one of my favourites. I just want to point this product out as well. This is a product called Root Grow. It's actually a friendly mycorrhizal fungi. So it's actually fungus, but what we do is we sprinkle a small amount into the base of the hole so that the roots come into contact with it, and this grows symbiotically with the roots. It's amazing stuff. It actually grew a fungal system will develop on the roots of the plant, which actually encourages a secondary root growth system on the plant, and you can get unbelievable root growth, and this can really push the tree forward. You can use them on most everything. I think the only thing you can't use them on is rhododendrons, azaleas, heathers, those sort of things. But for fruit trees, roses, hedging, wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Where did you actually become aware of all this? Is it through experience? Is it through courses?
It's a bit of both, really. I mean, I did a lot of stuff in terms of courses when I was younger, but it's experience as much as anything, and it's just through the interest and through the kind of passion to encourage other people to look at it, kind of look at the garden as I do, that you come across all these things, you know, a bit of research here and a bit of research there, and you soon come up and discover all these sort of things.
Of course, comments from the various visitors and your customers.
I learn a huge amount from my customers, and like I'm always saying to people that when we hold courses and things, it's kind of the mistakes in gardening that you learn from. Your successes, they kind of, you know, they're great and everything else, but the mistakes that you made, you think, right, I'm not going to make that again. So it's important, and it's the best way of learning, I think. And we all make mistakes, even folk like myself have been doing it all my life, you know. So
we all make mistakes,
but I do it, you know. So that will go in. As you can see, my good friends the hens have distributed my soil everywhere. But this will go in. We'll fill the hole back up again, and I will be putting another good bit of compost back into the soil that I'm putting back into the hole, so that there's plenty there now to be able to help that tree to get started, and there's plenty of room for the root growth, so the roots can really push out and establish the tree and keep the tree and feed the tree and do everything that's needed of the tree. You can see people always ask me, one of the questions that people are, how deep should I plant a tree? Well, you can see the graft there where the plumb has been grafted onto probably what's a quince rootstock there. So there's the graft. You can see where the tree was in the ground when it was, before it was lifted. You can see the soil line there. So that's as deep as you put it in the ground. You don't want to cover the graft up because you'll start getting growth from the rootstock coming up, which you can get anyway, but it's just a matter of cutting that off because you don't want the graft to suffer and be weakened by growth from there. But that would be it. So it goes into that level. And just
they are wonderful hints, really. I must say, like, there's so much we're learning in a short period here to think, like, because these, as you say, this has come from experience.
It has. And as I say, there is an awful lot of common sense in gardening. You know, I think you treat plants as you'd like to be treated yourself, and you just make sure that they're well fed, they're well watered, they're in the position that they're supposed to be in. I mean, for instance, it'd be no good putting this in where it's going to get no light, you know, and it's no point putting it in somewhere where it's not going to get sufficient water or sufficient food. And the other thing really important to remember about trees, people think that they can put them in and kind of forget about them. You can't. They're like us. They need to be fed, they need to be looked after, they need to be nourished and nurtured in the coming years. So I always make sure they get a good feed. They don't get covered in weed round the bottom, so they're kept free of weed. They're fed, they're watered, and hopefully, you know, a couple of years we'll be eating plums off this tree. So I should be looking forward to that. This will be.
This is a plum tree. My goodness! And
it's a small plum tree, and I will be, as I say, I'll be cutting this down because this doesn't really need to be much taller than here, because as you can see at the moment, that's going to cause all sorts of damage to that plant. These are one of the little tree ties that we use. This little rubber tree tie, and always remember as well, is you're not tying the stake to the tree, you're tying the tree to the stake. So it goes round the stake and then round the tree, and as you can see, that will protect it. It creates a little figure of 8 there, so that's a buffer between the tree and the stake. I should be cutting that off, as I say, about there. So when the wind blows, that's going to pull against that stake, and hopefully we'll get no wind rock, we'll get good root development on the plants, on the tree, and all will be well. A little bit of wind rock isn't a bad thing sometimes in trees, because it encourages strong root growth at kind of surface level, so it helps to anchor the tree in ultimately. But obviously you don't want it rocking out of the ground. And Lord knows we get some brutal winds up here, so you know, anything that we can do to prevent the tree from damage, that's what we do.
And there's a bird. It's actually indicating that we have just been experiencing one of the many secrets here of the secret garden. And Alan, you have been tremendous. You have given us, not only have you shown us how to plant the plum tree, but you've given us many hints in the meantime. So thank you very, very much.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I hope people do plant more plum trees, and likewise and apple trees and pear trees and...
Wow.
Right. Good evening and Happy New Year to you and welcome back. Well, Brendan, did you ever pick wild plums?
Often did. Often did indeed.
How did you, but just try stones up them or something?
Some trees would be high and some trees would be low.
Yeah, I remember those, alright. Were they wild or?
Oh, they were wild like that.
Yeah. Gee, they were nice taste.
Oh, lovely. Make lovely jam.
I don't know, I eat them all.
No, I
didn't make any jam.
They'd be better for a billy, did it?
Yeah,
they'd pay no billy after them.
I'd say they must be scarce enough. I don't know, they give paying the billy that.
Oh, if you didn't have that much of them, so.
No, they were up in a big high tree and you'd have to throw stones at them or...
Yeah,
belt them down with
sticks. Round up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we'd only grow heads and things and pots and that.
Good for frost bushes too.
Yeah. Come here. Anyway, how did you enjoy the frost?
The frost was fantastic, but we have enough.
God trust.
That's the way I look at it now.
But you made a great job as a Blackwater anyway, did you?
Well, Sean Redden and myself, we went on a bit of a tour, you know what I mean, and we visited all the spots, like. We got a bit of footage in there, like, because it worked out all right for us. Like.
You didn't get come through Lake this year, did you?
You see, I didn't get my snow socks in time to get to come through. If I had my snow socks a day earlier, I'd have been able to come through.
That's on the website.
Yeah?
That's on the Millstreet website.
I've seen it, like, but we'd have got there if I had the socks the day earlier, we'd have got there.
Oh, you'll have to.
We'd have made it our business to get there.
So if you were prepared for this postman up from Donegal, this says we're going to get more snow again in the couple of weeks' time.
Let it come, we're prepared now.
Oh, yeah.
Let it go. That's it. Like. I want to wish all our viewers a Happy New Year and our listeners. We saw with us last year and hope that things will work out as good this year for us. What do you think?
Oh, I hope so, and I'm sure they will, yeah.
Did you look after the birds and the bees and all from the cold weather?
I did. The bees were inclined to come in.
There's no down through the bees at all.
No, I've seen a lot of bees.
It gives them a false impression and they come out in the snow where they shouldn't be. Any of the good hive keepers would actually cover off the hives the way they couldn't see the light.
So, and you know what rose out during the snow? The small black bees.
Yeah, you see they get the impression that the sun is shining and they come out and what happens then they freeze up.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all going to die.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So really the men that were used to the hives, he covers off the hives, keep them black and dark and keep the bees inside.
Oh yeah, I saw. They were coming into the light during the if they got any bit of air I saw them in sheds.
That's why you see. When they look out, they think that the sun is shining, wave the summer back, out they get, and they'll go back in again.
So a lot of dead bees this year. Come here, we're going for other kind of birds now, are we?
Oh, well, we're going to see the girls and the boys going to the Debs in August in 2010.
Yeah.
So just have a quick look, see the style and the career.
So over to the Debs.
Over to the Debs.
tears that drip from my bewildered eyes, taste of bittersweet romance. You're still in my hopes, you're still on my mind, and even though I manage on my own, my heart is low.
And my goodness, there the Debs on the 5th of August 2010, filmed there by Brendan.
And won't they be delighted to see themselves again?
Absolutely.
Oh, they
and the
love
style,
that. Yeah,
the style. They were just getting on the bus there.
Yeah.
And you notice it's getting warm.
Oh, I'm telling you, just hotting up here
And
tonight.
David, welcome. David Barrett, one of our most loyal viewers of LTV2 Millstreet. And David...
And do you get our programme every week, Dave?
Sean, you want to cut that before we go now.
So I think we better be about cutting our cake here any minute.
And we'll talk after, okay?
Right. I think, you know, for a moment, I think I better
candles.
blow out the candles. All right, here goes. 3, 2, 1. Right. And
you're as good as new, Sean. You're as good as new.
Well, anyway, David, tell us Oh, there was a look. Very good. So, David, what for yourself are the programmes, the types of scenes you like to see on LTV2?
I'd like to see a bit of show jumping.
Excellent.
You know, more than show jumping, because personally, I like show jumping myself.
Yeah. Excellent, yeah. Oh, indeed, we must remember this in
August.
August.
Some of that for you.
And another thing I like to see is a bit of gardening.
Gardening.
You know, more gardening.
Oh,
well, now we have a special
garden?
feature now this year on the secret garden.
This month,
and
this
so that'll be very, yes indeed.
No, but indoor. I'm talking about indoor.
Indoor gardening.
Yeah, because I can't do outdoor gardening here.
And do you do gardening yourself?
I was doing gardening until but...
what were you planting? Indoor?
Most shrubs and stuff like that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
So we'll have to check about indoor gardening situations and...
Indoor potted plants and things like that.
Right,
oh,
right.
Lovely.
Tremendous altar. But David, we're delighted you joined us here, and David is representing the many, many loyal viewers of LTV2 Millstreet. And of course, a very special greeting to LTV1,
yes.
who brought some wonderful programmes there over Christmas to us also.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, well done to all the people who kept the show going during all this bad weather, because it wasn't easy to put programmes together.
And especially to Danjo, who came over on a very, very cold Christmas Eve night for midnight mass. And that was transmitted the very next day on Christmas Day night, and it actually came across beautifully.
That was a big honour for us to see our
service.
Talking religion, that's a thing that, you know, people could do well to pick it up in the church. It's free of charge. It's a little church calendar, parish calendar for the year, and there's a lot of nice information down the side here. You know, the number, the priest phone number. There is, you know, confession times, mass times, what you must do if you want to get your child baptised, making arrangements for weddings. Tremendous. All that is down there along, and they're free there at the bottom of the church. Indeed. And they're well worth picking.
Tremendous also. Well, so you know, I think it's nearly time to cut the cake. We're ready here to cut the
cake.
What
I'm waiting for.
It's a very fancy knife you have shown.
Of course, editing this week is our very good friend Bernard Crowley, and Bernard has prepared, of course, beautiful rally footage coming up.
Plenty life
next week. Oh yes. Next week.
Davy's friend.
Next week.
If Davy was here every week, I can tell you we'd have a shot.
Part one. And there's going to be a slide for everyone in the audience.
You must have 10 pieces.
So true. But just to let you know anyway, next week we can be assured of some wonderful country and western music. Who do you think is going to be editing next week?
Oh, William
Fitzgerald, exactly.
We'll have the big Toms and we'll have the...
Well, we'll have a lot.
I mean, it's a great honour for Willie.
Tremendous.
Because he was the first to have Crystal Swing on television. And now who else did you say?
Yes. Well, Sean Murphy. We mustn't forget that Sean Murphy was actually the night over in Newmarket. The night that the Fisher Chicks won, the night that they won, Sean recorded that night.
But was it on television?
he recorded that on that night.
Oh, I can tell you, we're going to get off the subject.
Anyway, at this particular point, just to sorry about that. Well, anyway, just before, as you can see, a very quiet studio here, and now we're going to enjoy our wonderful rally, and we're going back to 2003, and it's the historic rally of the lakes in Killarney. Isn't that right, Bernard?
That's
yes,
right.
indeed. A special nod from Bernard on camera there. So with William on sound, with all our different producers in the background, and with Bernard on camera, and thank you very much indeed, David, for joining us, and Eily, I think it's time for the cake, and over to the rally, and goodbye and God bless. Until next time.
Our next rally now is the 2003 Historic Stages in Killarney, which was held in early December. The 2003 Killarney Historic Stages rally was held in early December in absolutely perfect weather conditions. There was a capacity entry of 150 cars, and all the lovely old cars turned up in Killarney for their annual day out. There's 3 separate rallies within one rally in this event. You have the Historics, which is the yellow Porsche that we're looking at there now, Desi Nut. You have the Post Historics, which would be this white S-Class that's in front of us here. And then you would have the Classics, which would be made up of primarily Mark II S-Class, Vauxhall Chevettes, and cars that would be in that league. The Historics are up to 1968, so anything from 1968 back would be a historic rally car. Then a post-historic is 1968 to 1974 cars, and the classics then, like the Mark II S-Class and whatever, would be 1974 to 1980. It's absolutely perfect weather here for this rally. It'll be a very good day's rallying home for it. And the cars are ready now to make their way to Miles Gap. This is the park family, which was held down at Killarney Racecourse. There's Drexel Gillespie there before he tackles the first stage, and he's Mark 1 Lotus Cortina. That's running in the historic section, is completely rebuilt, but he was to be an early retirement in this rally. There was very, very good entry from abroad as well. A lot of crews came from England, and there was about 3 or 4 crews came from Europe also. There was crews from the Isle of Man, Scotland and Wales as well. There's Martin Freestone now from the Isle of Man, and he's Mark 1 Escort. He would have an early retirement as well. He would be crash on stage 4, and the stage would be back as a result. So we'll head down to Miles Gap and catch up with the action there. Here we are at Miles Gap. Miles Gap is probably one of the best known stages in Irish rallying, and as we see Toddy Falvey go through in the Zero Porsche, we await the first of the runners in the main rally. Desi Nut will be the first car on the road, and he's about to come through here at Miles Gap. Miles Gap is known worldwide, not just in Irish rallying circles, as Desi Nut tackles this fantastic stage. John Kealy should be next, but has actually retired earlier down the stage with mechanical problems. So Steve Perez has gone through now with the vodka kit car. Steve Perez will actually be the eventual winner of this rally. The post-historic winner will come in this man that's just gone in front of us here, Nick Whale in his black Porsche.
And there's no problem.
Approaching Miles Gap now is the Mini of Mike Doody. Mike Doody is only 19 years of age and has just started out in rallying. He's taken the unusual step of actually starting his rallying in the historic section. As you can see, Mike Doody is a very quick driver and is a name to watch out for in the future. Here we have the Mini of Mervyn Johnston. He's been around a lot longer than most of the drivers in this event. He's competed in many Circuit of Ireland's back through the years, and also in many other internationals in this country. And he still has quite a lot of pace in his driving. We shall now take a look at the classic runners and see how they're getting on in Miles Gap. They should be a lot faster than these beautiful historic cars, but surely the historic cars like this Lotus Captina here are the stars of the show at the end of the day. There's another beautiful Porsche going through. That's the Porsche of Chris Nutt. So we'll now see the classic runners and see how they get on. John Moynihan is the first classic car on the road. His beautifully prepared Mark II Escort is a sight to behold. His time of 9 minutes 39 seconds is an incredible time for a rear-wheel drive car over Miles Gap. The Millstreet man is taking after the Millstreet hero of years gone by, Billy Coleman. Kieran O'Neill is next on the road. Kieran has been rallying this cadet for many years and is as spectacular as ever. He doesn't have the power that Moynihan has, but he's still great to watch. You can't fault Kieran for his commitment. It's unbelievable. There's a big crowd here up in Miles Gap and they're all enjoying this great action. Its weather is perfect and the day is fine and dry. What more could you ask for? As Garrett Lloyd comes from Wales to tackle these beautiful stages in his lovely Mark II Escort. Next up is the great Jimmy McRae. He's the 7-time Circuit of Ireland winner and he's been British champion 5 times as well. He's obviously a great name in rallying, with the great Conor McRae and Alistair McRae being so dominant in the World Championship scene in the past 2 seasons. Here we have James O'Sullivan and Rebecca Welch. They're going very well here at Miles Gap, but they will crash out in front of Clay and Cara Lake. This is Pat Donegan. He's normally a circuit racer, but he's always turning his hand to rallying, and he's well able to look after it as well. This is Camillus Bradley. He's a late entry in this rally, but he's going very, very well here in Miles Gap. The next car that's coming through here in Miles Gap is another late entry. It's Liam Wall. Liam Wall is co-driven by Ross Carberry's Bob Kelly, and he's very, very spectacular here in Miles Gap. And it looks like he's been into the scenery already with that boot lid that's going all astray there on the back of the car. There's 2 more cars here now. Kevin O'Donoghue is a local driver here in Killarney. He will have a great run here today and he will finish 2nd overall by the end of the day. He has cotton past Mike Evans and the 2 of them will come through here in Miles Gap. And Kevin is complete with his mascot out of the side of the car. This is another local driver, Dave Slattery. Dave Slattery is very well known around Killarney, and he will have a good rally here also, finishing well inside the top 10. There's Dave Slattery in his beautifully prepared Mark II Escort. We will now head down to stage 4. Here we are in stage 4 as the 0 car goes through. Unfortunately, there'll be only 2 cars go through this stage. As I said earlier, Martin Freeson had a big accident here and blocks the road, and the stage is subsequently cancelled. So Desi Nutt, going very well here, will be followed through by Steve Perez in the Vodka Kick car. And that'll be the end of the action on stage 4. So we'll now go down to Cara Lake, stage 7. Here we are in Cara Lake, stage 7. Cara Lake is another famous stage in rallying circles, and it's an absolutely beautiful spot at any time of the year. There goes Desi Nutt through, and now we have Steve Perez in the Vodka Kick Porsche. Both of these guys are still battling for the lead, but Perez will make it through at the end to win the rally outright. That's our post-historic man there, Nick Whale in his Porsche. He will battle with John Farrell in his Mark I Escort throughout the day for that category and will eventually win it. And that's the young man there, Mike Doody, in his Mini, going very quickly indeed. This is Chris Green in his Lotus Cortina, number 19. And he's also going very well here in Cara Lake. And here we have the Mark 1 escort of George Tracy. There's a lot of Mark 1 escorts in this rally here this weekend. That's number 36, he's local man Anthony Lynch in his beautifully turned out Mark 1 escort. So we now head down for the classics and see how they're getting on in this stage. John Moynihan is dominating proceedings in the classic section. The Millstreet man is now almost 2 minutes ahead and is having it all his own way. But look at the way he's going, he's absolutely flying. Kieran O'Neill can't hold on to Moynihan and he's now running in 4th place. Jimmy McRae is now in 2nd place as both James O'Sullivan and Pat Donegan crash out on this stage. Garrett Lloyd from Wales is still in the top 5 in his beautifully prepared Mark II escort. Garrett is a regular competitor in Irish events. And here is Jimmy McRae, the 7 times Circuit of Ireland winner and British champion 5 times, is absolutely flying. He won't see the finish, unfortunately, due to mechanical problems. This man here, Kevin O'Donoghue, will finish in 2nd spot with the retirement of McRae on the last stage. It's an absolutely fantastic result for this Killarney man. Camillus Bradley is glad that he made the long trip down from the north with his late entry in his beautifully prepared Mark II escort. Camillus is well inside the top 10. Liam Wall, who is the other late entry, is still going very well also. And he has the back of that boot when his escort straightened. And this is Dave Slattery. Dave Slattery will also finish very strong in this rally and will be the 2nd local man home. Lloyd Hutchinson in the Giant Kiln Mini is always great to watch. And Adrian Randalls is another very quick local man in his Mark II escort. Unfortunately for James O'Sullivan, this is what happened to him in Cara Lake. It's the end of the road for James and Rebecca Walsh. So back at the victory ramp, Steve Perez and Peter Scott are the winners of the 2003 Killarney Historic Stages Rally, as they open up the bottle of bubbly. Well done to them both. Great drive.
Yeah, a big applause there. Oh, come on now, we're more than that, ladies.
And over at the victory ramp, here is Nick Bale and Kieran Patterson, the post-historic winners of the 2003 Killarney Historic Stages Rally. Well done to them both.
And we'll have this for the programme next year at the Force Centre in Solihull.
And finally here we have the Classics winner, Millstreet's John Moynihan and Killarney's Paul Nagle co-driving. This is John's 3rd win in this event, and well done to them both. A great drive.